Good morning, John.
Good morning, Alexandra.
How are you in Missouri, USA?
Well, I am quite well, thank you.
And we are going to speak about spiritual preparedness for Nibiru flyby. But before that, I would like to mention just there were some questions, and one of them was where one can get your DVDs or double DVDs, global warming, what the government isn't telling you, and it's about Nibiru flyby from 2008 and update from 2010. So it's on thelibertyman.com, isn't it?
That's right. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, and then there was quite a good comment about nuclear power plant and the shutdown before Nibiru flyby, and also you were the first who answer the 10 questions about NIBIRU-Planet X system flyby. It is a coming book, and several scientists or people who researched about Nibiru flyby, who knows, as you know, a lot. So people have answered these 10 questions, and one of them was Harald Kautzweiler, who also have quite a good comment about nuclear power plant. So in case we would have more time in the end of this interview, if maybe we could at least mention something about these comments.
Certainly. Yes, of course.
Yeah. And you are going to come to Prague and you will speak at the conference From Illusion to Reality already next week, 22nd of July 2017, and also 21st July you will actually receive an award.
Yes.
So yeah, so I will write it also in the text. But now I know that you don't have so much time today. If you could tell us about the spiritual preparedness for Nibiru-Planet X flyby.
All right. Well, let's do that. I've worked with a lot of people since, well, basically 40 years now, going back to 1977, Alexandra. And one common theme I've found is men and women who have their spiritual house in order are in a lot better shape to deal with this than those that aren't. We have a lot of evidence from World War II, people who survived concentration camps, men and women who survived prisoner of war camps. We know from interviewing these people that the people who went into these situations, this internment, imprisonment situation, if they had a strong spiritual foundation going in, they had a far greater chance of surviving that experience. Moving forward from there, I've known men and women who do not have a spiritual foundation to work from, a spiritual belief system in place. And it doesn't matter how much preparation they do, how much food they store, whatever else they may acquire. They're never satisfied. They're never at ease with themselves because they do not have that spiritual foundation. What I tell people, Alexandra, is the following. As a radio talk show host, it's not my job to tell you what your spiritual beliefs should be, on one hand. On the other, I feel a responsibility to let people know that they need to take care of that part of their life, their spiritual preparedness, whatever that is for them. They need to begin that quest and make it a lifelong pursuit. It's not something you just do and put away and put on a shelf to pick up later. It should be a daily, lifelong pursuit. And once people begin this quest, they find their life goes in new directions, very satisfying directions, and they finally have peace in their heart. And that's the whole object here. Alexandra, is for people to have peace in their heart, as opposed to always being at odds with themselves and nervous about the future, and give people hope. When you have spiritual preparedness, people have hope that they would not have otherwise. And that's how I would qualify that, Alexandra.
Mm.
Okay.
It is very important, of course, and I see it the same way, that I have worked with psychiatry, but it's something like else that you have within you, that when difficult times will come, you have hope and faith, and it's something that you don't need to have any education, but you have you can learn.
You don't need formal education. That's true.
Yeah.
But it will be a matter of self-education. It doesn't involve schools or degrees. It's a matter of self-education in that quest. I should mention, Alexandra, I've known and worked with a number of atheists, and they don't have any hope. All they've got is their day-to-day life and nothing else. And it's a very sad way to live, in my opinion. But that's their choice, and I respect that. But the atheists I've known are generally pretty sad people.
Mm-hmm. And then these days, if you speak about Bible, actually you have there something for your spiritual preparedness, but you have there information for the Nibiru flyby, because it's mentioned in the Bible.
That's right, it is.
Yeah. And, I would mention that another man who also from United States, Marshall Masters, he has also worked with Nibiru flyby since probably the same time as he has known since 1999 or 2000 as yourself, but he is more journalist. You have worked within military and you have your information from the military more, isn't it so? But I have ordered 3 books of him, and one is it's about the connection between Colbrin Bible and Planet X or Nibiru, and this is thick, really, book. And what he says, I haven't read it yet, but he says that in this book the Egyptians of Exodus time are describing the previous flyby, and this little book is about Nibiru, Exodus, Deluge, Atlantis. So it's actually about the 3 previous floods.
Right.
Now is coming next one, and we maybe our information maybe is not the same. The information I have received is that it's this year, not before 23rd of September. So I believe that this magnetic, the flyby, is between 10th of October, and the flood will come around 2nd or 3rd December 2017. It's what I have learned, or the information I have got. But all this has been covered up, the information for us. So our education, as you have said, our education and the historical artifacts that has been hidden, or simply it has been hiding this information, how we will survive the practical thing. And
That's right.
That's
right.
So if maybe the atheists at least they can read the Bible as the information about the flyby and how they should be prepared, at least like with physical things, and maybe they could get in more and more into this spiritual.
Well, we hope that people will pay heed, Alexandra, that if they don't have a spiritual component to their life, that they will begin that quest and incorporate that into everything else they do. That's what we hope.
We can hope to help as many people as possible. It's what we can do. And I would mention then that also in art, in pictures, from, for example, like 1500, you can see that this information was hidden for us about Nibiru. For example, Rubens, who is from Europe, Antwerpen, a Dutch artist, he has done a picture which is shown on YouTube now quite a lot. It's Virgin Mary with child depicted as if in Apocalypse. And so this picture is quite often mentioned on YouTube, and the date of 23rd of September 2017. And why they are talking about it, because it's a very specific constellation of stars that is said to be seen on the skies right before Nibiru flyby will come.
Well, that's fascinating, Alexandra. And people need to incorporate all this information into their base of knowledge and make their own decisions about what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, when they're going to do it. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I would mention also this about nuclear power plants. It was a good comment, and there was that we have kind of wrong nuclear power plants, so that they need to be cooled. They need electricity, even if they are shut down, so that it's not so good for us. And Harald Kautz-Vella, it's a German scientist who worked with Morgellons and black goo, black programmable matter more. But he said that we should start to shut down the nuclear power plants 6 months before these earthquake or pole shifts would appear, which is less than 5 months from now, according how I count.
Well, I hope they shut down the nuclear power plants in time. I don't know if they need to do it 6 months, but they need to do it properly and need to do it safely. And of course, you and I don't have any control over what they do or how they do it, do we, Alexandra?
No, but at least we can inform as much as possible, and you are going to do
I am.
what you can, and you are going to speak both about the like physical preparedness, and also you were going to speak about the preparedness training from your community in Missouri. And
that's right, I will. Yes.
And you are going to speak also about the psychological preparedness, even though Sandra Fex from Canada is also going to speak about it. So you will certainly also mention it.
I will, yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to take so much time. I'm so grateful that you could speak with me today, and I am really grateful that I can speak with you, because after one video with Dave Staffen, my Zoom, I couldn't use the Zoom for a while, so I had to speak with a lawyer and others, and now it works again. So
Good. It's working fine, it looks like. Yes.
yeah, it's about freedom of speech, and we shall have it. So
All right.
yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexandra. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.